So the other elements that you're going to want to look at, especially when doing promoted pins, is you're going to go to the ad section again, hover over it. I'm going to show you how to walk through the conversion tag and the audience. So conversion tags are about the actions that are going to be taking place on your client's website. You want to set these up because this is going to help you do retargeting, really get the data and the information you're going to need. So let's go ahead and click on the conversion tag. You can see here that there's some information about the enhanced match. So this is something that's new on this Pinterest platform. You may see it, or it might already be here when you're watching through this training. This is a great extension or addition to how these Pinterest tags are working. So as you see here, the tags are being created. So they're created for your customer or client's site. You want to make sure you have that verified. If there's any other products, services, systems, websites they're on, you want to create those tags also. What you're going to do is you're just going to come down here where it says create a new Pinterest tag. It's going to give you a little bit of information about why to install a Pinterest tag. But if you've been playing on Facebook or if you've been using Google Tags at all, this is like a key element to any type of marketing we're now doing, especially if you're going to be running paid traffic. So generate the tag. And it's going to give you some of your basic information. It's going to give you your install code. So this is the install code right here that you're going to be aware of. You want to make sure that this is placed either by you if you have knowledge of their website, and it tells you exactly where to place this. Pinterest does a great job of having you follow their instructions. You're just going to copy this code, put it wherever it needs to be on your client's website. There's also an ability to what they call install event codes. Again, this is kind of similar to what I've seen with what goes on Facebook. So here I can track the checkout, the add to cart feature, and this is where I have the base code. And now if I say I want them to enter their email address, this tracking code would then be on the flip side, so that once they enter their email address, I'm notified that that action took place on their website. So we have add to cart, page visits, signups. Again, all this is talked about. They're great at giving you the step-by-step, but this is the little segment you would need to add after the base code is set up on the site. And if this is too advanced for you, your client might have somebody that's their IT guy that can set this all up for them. Or if you want to go check out YouTube and learn how to do this yourself, you absolutely can. And the reason I say that is because every website is different. And all the different platforms have a different place where they want you to put this code. So it really depends on, are they using WordPress or Wix or whatever they're using to host their website. It's going to differ on how you put this code on here and how you track. The last thing that I really love, and I talked about it inside the promoted pin training section, was the install Pinterest tag helper. And how this works is that you can go to the Chrome Web Store, and you can even see it here. There's actually the access to this site. And what this does is it lets you know if and how the tags are firing. So if I went to Social Media Pro, I could find out if they had the Pinterest tag installed on their site or not. I can check it out for my website, and it'll show up here. So any actions that are taken, as you can see, this activates automatically. Kind of give you an idea also that you can track your competitors to find out if or if not they're using the Pinterest tags, and they're using it as a platform for driving traffic and growing their business. So this tells you right now that my site is absolutely tracking for Pinterest. 2 actions did fire, probably the base code and the site visit for this particular action on Pinterest. So that's how this base code works. And the fact that it has the Pinterest tag helper extension to make sure everything fires correctly is, for me, honestly, when I was putting this together, a lifesaver. I wasn't doing any more guessing. I knew exactly what was firing because it tells you what's the base code, what's the action, and did it all work. From there, if you don't know how to do it, you can send instructions. So if you have an IT guy that you want to work with, here, send them the instructions, let them know what to do, and they can install it all for you. So conversion tags, they work here on Pinterest. The next thing I want to review with you is audiences. we've talked about this before, is about creating custom audiences. And I think this is what really sets Pinterest apart, is that you can create these custom audiences. Now, a couple of things I want to let you know. It will tell you if the audience size is ready and that can be used as an audience to target on the Pinterest platform. It'll tell you if the site is too small. So it'll even tell you it's like too small. Please add more customer. Each audience needs at least 100 people. So for you to be able to run a promoted pin to this audience, that audience size needs to be at least 100 or more. So this tells you I've uploaded a customer list. I'll show you right now. It said I've uploaded a customer list. It was a size of 835. They found that many active email addresses on the Pinterest platform. That's what it's referencing. The list could be bigger than that, but it's saying, hey, these are the active users on the Pinterest platform that match this email address, right? The other thing you can do and create is the act-alike audience. And as I mentioned in the previous training, if the size of your custom audience is less than 1,000, Pinterest recommends that you do an act-alike audience of at least 1 or 2%. Stays close to how this act-alike audience works. Don't go really big in the beginning because you actually might lose how well this pin should perform for your client. How to create an audience is really simple. Go ahead and just create audience. You can choose, like we talked about, the 4. You can do a site visitor, custom list, engaged audience with your pin content. So if you see a lot of engagement going on with your pins, you can create that one, or you can create an act-alike. Each of these, the visitor, the list, you can upload multiple lists. So if they have different lists that they're building, you can upload each individually into here. Or if you want to combine that list and upload it here, you can. So if your client has multiple lists, you want to combine them together if you want, it's going to be a file upload. It's going to be a CSV file that you're going to be uploading onto here. So you're going to click next for this one once you choose that option. It's going to ask you to name the audience, so be as specific as possible. Who was on this list? What was the product they were interested in? You can create a description, and then you want to upload that CSV file. And then you just click right here, choose file, upload it. Again, give Pinterest at least 24 hours to populate that so that it has time to pull and redo the research it needs to do. Another audience you might want to look at is the engagement audience, those that are engaging with your content on here. So again, it's the name of the audience. What are you looking for? So they've engaged with your content. You might want to say that one. The description, it's going to pull from your confirmed and verified domain name. So you have to make sure that that's the account you're using. It's going to ask you in the past how many days. You can do up to, I believe, 90 days. You can also include past traffic. And if there's any filters you want to add to this, right? Does the destination have a subdomain that you need to be concerned about? Do you want to include that in this engagement audience? That's what you're looking at here. So does the destination equal, doesn't equal, contains? And this is where you can do a little bit of editing in this whole process around how you're creating this custom audience for the engagement or the type of engagement you're looking for on Pinterest. The act-alike audience is probably one of my favorite. It's the ability to really customize your audience. Once you've had site visits, once you've had your email list uploaded and you can kind of see who's engaging with it, the ability to create the act-alike audience really gives you that secret on how to use this platform. So again, the name, the description you want, and then what is the source of the audience? So what audience list are you bringing over? It could be the customer list. It could be those that have visited your website. And you're like, I want to find out those that have visited my site. I want to create an act-alike audience, the same type of people that would do the same thing. I can choose the country. So I'm going to stay in the United States, but I have the ability to then create audiences for specific countries. And again, because I know that this size audiences could be less than 1,000, I typically stay between the 1 to 2% even here. I can go a little bit bigger, but you know, once you get into the couple millions, you really have to look, does the bigger audience really serve what you're trying to create for your client, or does staying closer to the act-alike audience really make more sense? So from here, I can either just do the chef. I can create the chef site visitor in the 60 days. I can create how many audiences and create an act-alike audience for any one of these. All I would then have to do from there is make sure I have the name and the description and then click create. The last one is pretty self-explanatory, the visitors who went to your site. Basically, it's verifying the name, what do you want to know about that site, and have they been there in the past few days? Do you want to include past traffic? So anything from before this point, if they've been engaging on the Pinterest platform, do you want to know that one? Again, you have the ability to have the subdomains be a part of this, add anything, does contain, doesn't contain, anything you want to filter out, and you can continue to add filters as you go to really refine the type of audience that you're creating for those that visit your page. So that's what's available to you inside of audiences, and I do recommend you play with this. Have a little fun in creating your audiences for your client or even your own business, and utilize them as a way to really gain the advantage on the Pinterest platform. And that completes the overview of really how to best use promoted pins, some of the little nuances on this platform, and how to review it, how to set it up, how to put it in your tags, how to create your custom audiences, and most of all, with Pinterest, have fun. You've created your boards, you've created your pins. Now it's time to create the habit, as we've talked about inside the training, and show you how to keep those daily routines, those weekly routines, and utilize those automation tools to really build your business. So I want to share with you some of my favorite tools for creating pins on the Pinterest platform. As I shared with you inside the training, I pointed to a couple of tools we use for crafting the perfect pin, and I want to show you why each one I'm a little bit in love with, because it allows me to have a variety of types of pins and graphics to be used, not only for my business, but also for my clients. So the one you might be the most familiar with is Canva. Canva does a great job and is very interactive with both Viral Tag and most platforms for creating great graphic design. All you have to do is once you log into your account, you can come up here and say, hey, I'm looking for Pinterest. And it will pull up the Pinterest graphic. Now this one is 735 by a little over 1100. Once you've clicked on this one, it pulls everything that you would need for the type of graphics that you can be using on Pinterest. As you can see here, these default templates are everything from food graphics, wedding graphics, birthday graphics, and so many more. So whatever your business is, this is a great opportunity for you to pull these images, and all you had to do is manipulate them. If you're not that great at editing, you can outsource this, but it doesn't take much to kind of learn these platforms and play with them. So this is the one types of pins that I like to create on Canva. Once you have the brand around what your client is looking for, you can come back in here and copy these images like I've done in the past. You go to File and you say, hey, make a copy of this one. And that way you can kind of keep the same image-like look brand across all your pins as you're working with your client. This is one of the little cheats that I learned on how to create bulk images and really have them look and feel for the exact same concept that my clients and my students are looking for to create on their Pinterest platform. Another one I love is Easel. Easel does a great job of having really intuitive and fun types of pins or pin formats to play with. Again, you can use them for everything you want. I click on Other, and what it does, it says, okay, what are you looking for? The reason I like this particular platform is that when I go to social media, it tells me everything I need to know for Facebook, Instagram, but here it offers me two options for Pinterest. It offers me the Pinterest Mid and the Pinterest Short. Pinterest will tell you that their preferred format for their pin is 600 by 900 pixels. And so with this one, the short one actually falls into that realm of what looks the best on the Pinterest platform. And it gives you an opportunity to create a little bit wider but longer pin by using the mid one. So if we click on the mid,
Essentials Pipe Bender and Die Package combination from Huth,
you can
a
see
world leader in bending equipment and tooling for over 60 years.
Images, colors, brands,
the Essentials Bender Package gives you an outstanding, high-quality, American-made pipe bender, one of the toughest benders ever made.
Elegant designs that make it easy on the eyes.
Are known to last
really well
and perform for
graphically on
decades.
There. You might
That's
have
because they're
seen
made
pins
by
like this that have the
American masters in the heartland of the U.S.
Because
they know what they're doing and have been doing it for decades.
Any one of these and just
Essentials also includes the tooling you need to bend or expand 2-inch to 3-inch tubing. These are the most important sizes for getting your bending business going.
And I really love how simple their designs are. And typically what I found so far is that the designs that I use through Easel and even with the other one I'm about to show you tend to perform a little bit better because there's not as many people that are utilizing them. For me, Canva is definitely a platform that is amazing, and it's used by a lot of pinners out there because it's the go-to one for a lot of sites. So this allows you a little bit of variation in the types of pins you can create for your client or your business. The other one is Crello. Now, Crello I love, and I'm going to share something with you that's kind of like my little insider secret around using this particular platform. Remember how I told you that Pinterest does like video? Well, one thing I was showing Social Media Pro was that video images, and especially video ads, are looking and performing really well on the Pinterest platform. So with Crello, what I love about it is that they have the Instagram video stories. Now, while it might say it's for Instagram, because these are short, under 30-second videos, and they move with a stagnant image on it, really allows to have you have a creative genius on this platform. It might even put you head and shoulders above anybody else when you're doing client work, because it allows for a little bit of movement. And we know, and I know specifically that movement on the Pinterest platform really catches my eye, and the ability to do this is a great way to create some fun and playful pins. So you're going to go here, you can use the stories. Again, if you view all the formats around this one, they have the default ones for Pinterest. So you'll just scroll down, find your Pinterest graphic. And it has, like I said, some of the most creative and fun graphics around this one. You can talk about wish lists. You can start creating your holiday cheer already on the Pinterest platform. And it goes through and it adjusts for the holidays. It does adjust for the seasons. They're warm, they're inviting, they're a little more playful overall. That's what I love about this, is it gives you dynamically some different eye appeal for how your images and your pins show up on the Pinterest platform. You can design, add photos, add backgrounds, texts. You can even upload. This really is an intuitive platform. I will say this. For Crello, it has a little bit of a learning curve for it, and I do have the pro version of this one so that I'm able to really edit and do what I want to do with the pins that I'm creating here. But I will show you, for me, I love the Instagram video stories for Pinterest, because if you come through here and you can see this, I have to show you this because this is like my favorite thing about it, is it'll actually automate and show you how the pin is going to move. And if you get really creative around the types of pins your client wants, or even for your own business, you can have a lot of fun with this. And this really, again, like I said, it's going to set you apart on how you're going to be seen and viewed on this Pinterest platform. And especially working with your clients, if they're having you design their pins, you might have just won them over with just the fact that you can do this type of pin on the Pinterest platform. So these are my favorite tools that I really love, that allow me to really have some fun around creating the graphics. And while I can tell you that graphics weren't my favorite thing to do many years ago, it really has, because of the ability to have these platforms have pre-designs for me, allows me to go in and manipulate that. And that might be because I'm a chef and I'm used to following a recipe and then changing the recipe. When I look at graphics like this, it gives me the ability to look at it and go, what else can I do with them? So that's what I'm sharing around these are my favorite tools for your graphic designs. And the next video, I'm going to show you my favorite tools for automation, and the two that I mentioned inside of this course. So one of the things I want to share with you are my favorite tools for automation. Inside of Pinterest Pro, I've told you that you can literally schedule everything you do on Pinterest in just 1 hour a week, saving you tons of time, but making you look super impressive for your clients and making managing businesses really simple. So the two that I really love, and they're for different reasons. So I'm going to give you kind of an inside sneak peek. Still choose the one that's best for what you're up to in business, not just for one client, but maybe for all your clients. You might choose one over the other, both work, or you might choose just one. So whatever way you go is perfect, but I love both of them for vastly different reasons. The first one I want to share with you is Tailwind. So Tailwind's been around the longest. It actually is in love with Pinterest. They have a great partnership. They work really well together, and they've been hand in hand on how to better utilize the Tailwind platform for Pinterest. Now, I will tell you this, the downside of this particular platform is that it's only geared towards Instagram and Pinterest. So if you're going to be using this, those are the only two platforms that it's going to automate and promote to. With that being said, around the Pinterest element of this, you can see you're going to log into your back office. There is a free trial version, so if you want to just test run it and try it, go ahead, test it out, see if it's like for you. Once you become a monthly member, it does unlock a little bit more features, and then you can also come to the next level of membership, and it locks even more features for you. So depending on your need for your business or for your clients, really defines how you're going to be using this platform. You're going to set up your account just like normal. One of the great things is that you get a snapshot of how your week is going. So as you can see, when I just hover over the weekly summary, it says the perfect way to get a snapshot of your progress over the last week on Pinterest. So if you need just a quick glimpse and you're a client saying, hey, can you give me an update about what's going on Pinterest? You have it right here at your fingertips. Pinterest Tribes is something that's really unique to the Tailwind platform and something that I really like. When we've been talking about collaboration boards and we've been talking about how to use that to build your business, that's where Tribes come into place within the Tailwind platform, is that they're helping you create and find boards that you can collaborate on, that you can share your business products, services, making this really a great tool and a reason why, probably one of the top reasons why, to be on the Tailwind platform for this. The next segment of this is the publisher, so being able to publish and create your content. This is where you're going to want to be going in and scheduling your content ahead of time, planning out how you're going to put this content up there, and really look at it, how are you going to utilize your boards? Not only in creating the pin, but where is this pin going, and making sure it's going to relevant boards. This is why the tribes play like a huge impact on your success on this platform, and that's one of the reasons I love this automation tool, because it helps pin to those tribes, it helps pin to the boards that are most relevant. That's really what you want to do, is look at the publishing tool and how to better utilize it. It gives you insights that are really valuable from how the profile for how it's performing. So track the latest trends that are going on around your profile. You can gauge it over time. You can see how long things are doing historically, which is great. You have board insights, so it guides you on your Pinterest strategy by understanding how your audience responds to pins on each of your boards. That's like we've said, if the board is SEO'd correctly and the pin is in line with what the board is up to, you will by nature get really well ranked on the Pinterest platform in terms of finding your place inside the algorithm. So you're going to get personalized recommendations for new content, and keep your boards really active is important with the Pinterest platform. You're going to have a pin inspector, and it'll actually filter and sort your pins to see exactly which ones are performing and build your success with recommending for similar content that your audience might like. So now it's giving you suggestions and ideas. So if you're somebody that might be struggling, it's like, what's the best way to go? This is one of the benefits around Tailwind, is that they've been working with Pinterest pretty intimately for a while now and really creating that handshake from an automation platform to a Pinterest platform. You have website insights, so you can understand how your pins are engaging, what kind of traffic's coming to your website, what trends are going on right now. You've got your organic activity, how are people engaging with your latest pins in real time, and kind of see the trends that are taking place. And then of course you've got some other extra things in here as you go through this. But Tailwind has also come up with a new feature they just released and continue to improve upon all these strategies as they go through. It's called the Looper. And what the Looper does is that if you have a Pinterest account that's already been well established by your client and they've got some incredible content, and you're thinking to yourself, hey, what would it look like to refresh this content and bring these pins back to life? Because we are adding new followers every day as businesses to this platform. People are engaging with new brands, they're finding you. So what a great way to bring your content, your ideas back to life. So the Loop allows for your pin that might be at the bottom of the board to kind of be refreshed and brought back to life and come up to the top. And in doing so, it keeps the board engaged, it keeps the activity moving on the board, and also allows for your content to be repurposed. Because while we say that Pinterest is a content platform, we know that it takes a lot to continuously be creating content, but what you might not know is that repurposing content on the Pinterest platform can really help you also, because every time you repin that pin, it gets more engagement, it gets more credibility, and that's really what you want to see your pins achieve on the Pinterest platform. So that's one of the reasons I really like Tailwind for what it's able to do, a lot of the really amazing features around this platform. My other favorite tool, I'm not going to lie, is Viral Tag. Viral Tag was one that allows me to really go after all imagery sites. So this actually works really well for Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. So it's all about wanting to be the image base for all social media and for marketing on this platform. So once you come in here, you can set up all your accounts. It's fairly easy to do. You set up your accounts, you go in, you can link to them. You'll see here that I actually even have some of my clients that I work with. So I use this platform to schedule their content and make sure it gets seen on their preferred sites. So setting that up. You can create drafts in here. So if you have things that you want to have reviewed by your client ahead of time, you can actually do client sharing URLs. So if you want your client to have a final say over the types of images or the pins you're creating, Viral Tag allows for you to kind of create that engagement with your client. You also can create recent posts so you can see what's going up on your platform. How is it engaging? It'll tell you when it went up there. Was it an evergreen piece of content? When was the last time this content went up there? The other thing I do love is that you can create evergreen content. So once you put down your posting schedule and you start scheduling the types of posts and the images that you want across these social media platforms, if there's a gap, maybe you couldn't get to it, and maybe you're not quite sure what to put there and you forget about it, well, what Viral Tag does, it says, hey, let me pull from the evergreen content and slide it into that slot. So this kind of allows you to have a set it and forget it mentality. So if you create enough evergreen content that your client is able to continue to repurpose and reuse, this particular platform will help you continue to bring those pins, those images back to life over and over again. If you have any posts that failed, this is pretty simple. It's intuitive. It tells you right now, it says, hey, you've got some posts that failed or not. The one feature I do like about this particular platform for Viral Tag is that I can schedule posts for, or schedule calendars for every single platform. So as you can see here, I actually have a posting schedule for my Facebook page. But in here, I also have a schedule that I'm sort of still creating for my Instagram account. And I also have my scheduled events for how I'm utilizing the calendar here on the Pinterest. So now I can say, hey, I need promotional, I need quotes, I need whatever I need, and I know what types of content that I need to be creating or my client needs to be creating so that I can fulfill on these slots throughout the week, allowing you really to be in greater communication with your client about the needs and the wants they have and having them focus on creating the content so you can create the pins and then be able to reschedule them. The other thing is if you're hooked into Google Analytics, they'll actually tell you the best times to be posting based on how the pins interact with the website, giving you a better idea as you continue to use this platform for Pinterest on what your clients are looking for, how pinners are using it, how Facebook marketers are using it, or Facebook people are using it. So this tool I really love because I'm able to schedule each platform on its own. We've talked about exploring. So if your client has content that you want to pull from and create, this particular platform, you can add in those URLs. Same thing you can do on Tailwind, and then you can pull from this content. You don't ever have to leave the site. It pulls the image, it pulls the content, making it really easy for you. You also have the design element. Remember, I told you that Canva integrates really well with Viral Tag. So here I can actually create and design the perfect pin. I have the buttons right here. I can create it for Pinterest, I can create it for Facebook, Twitter, and even Instagram. All right here from the back office of Viral Tag. You have your reports, so if you want to print out your reports and you're running more than one type of social media or type of advertising for your client, you can pull the report from here and have that as part of your metrics and measurements. You also have the social inbox, which is something that allows you to engage with your audiences. So I can engage with my messengers or those that are engaging with my content on Facebook. I can engage with them right here on this platform, again, allowing me to kind of keep everything in one place so I'm not having to individually search all these platforms. So between Tailwind and Viral Tag, both have incredible tools that you can use to build and automate your business. Both allow you to be able to create and put content onto Pinterest with just 1 hour a week of content creation, setting it all up, and then hitting the go button. So these are some of my favorite automation tools that make your life a lot easier on how to utilize Pinterest and even other social media platforms. So I really hope you got a kick out of kind of seeing the back office and how these both work. Whichever one you choose, I know you're going to love them. And if you have any questions, again, engage in the community, here to help you and really make sure that you succeed on the Pinterest platform.